so, oh boy, it has been a long morning. So I'm just now leaving. Oh, it feels brand new. Oh, you feel so much better, Rose. So much better. So I'm just now leaving the car dealership, and oh my gosh, I have been here since 6:45, something like that, a little bit before 7. I needed to get my car serviced, the scheduled maintenance. It has not been serviced since before COVID, and oh my gosh, the warranties are out. Oh, the only warranty that's still valid is the tire warranty, and that was a blessing because I needed another tire. There was a slit, he said, that was literally, hold on, what was I saying? Yeah, so there was like a slash on the inside of my rear tire that he said literally was like a half moon, and yeah, and then it was causing some rubbing on, I don't know, so whole bunch of things just brought back up to where they needed to be, and she's actually driving brand new, and that's good. All right, enough about that. So I wanted to come on, you guys, because I got my Square machine, and I was in the process of, I decided to get up yesterday morning and go ahead and put in the costs, because I already figured those out for a lot of the inventory, put in, you know, variations, whether it was sizing on apparel, put in you know, descriptions and all of the things. So in my mind, it's one of those things that just didn't click until I started to do it. For the past few months, I've been building the website, but I've been building the website on Shopify. So in me going to pull up, and when I build the website, right, obviously there's gonna be products, there's gonna be inventory on the website. And so I'm like, I know that I have to go in there and put products in Shopify. So I pull up Shopify, not thinking, wait a minute, these things are not going to be synced. I'm gonna have inventory in Shopify for the website, and I need to have inventory on Shopify or on Square Up. So what pops up in my mind was, girl, how are you gonna reconcile your inventory with both of these systems? So let's just say, for instance, I order 6 books. Well, if 4 people come into the shop and order out of those 6 books, and then let's just say 3 or 4 people come online within the span of whenever, you know, in between when I'm going to re-up on books and order 4 books, I'm gonna be short 2 books. I will have to ultimately cancel 2 orders online because I won't have the inventory, and I wouldn't have the notification to tell me low in stock or out of stock, or it to even update on Shopify that there is no book available when someone goes on there and tries to order the book. It wouldn't say out of stock because it's 2 different systems. So I'm sitting there like, girl, what am I gonna do? So, oh, there's some new sprouts coming right there. Wow. So I'm like, okay, wow, total brain fart. Let me see if there's an app or something, or some website that reconciles Shopify and Square. It has to be, right? Because everybody doesn't start off with both. Shopify is more for, well, more people use Shopify for online sites. Like when you have an online shop, you don't have a brick and mortar. More people use Shopify. And then as you grow, if you grow and you decide to get a brick and mortar, yes, Shopify has a POS, which this is the shorter version of my whole yesterday's thing, so I'm just restating it. But I didn't know that Shopify had a point of sale or a retail capabilities. I didn't know that. I saw that this morning, and had I seen that this morning, or had I seen that before, hand, maybe I would have considered that. I went with Square because I see Square in more shops, and so I just naturally went with that. So there is a site called Lightspeed, I think it's called, where it's an inventory management company, but they also have their own point of sale. I don't really want to use that, but anyway, they have the integration of Square and Shopify. But I don't really know that much about it. It is pretty big. I could do more research on it, but I'm like, I would rather use platforms that I know right now. I don't really want to take on just learning something totally new, and it's not that many references to it when I'm just new in the game. So there's that. All right, so hubby and I talked it through, and we just decided, you know what, let's just go ahead and go with Shopify. So I was in the process of basically deleting things from Square, and you know, I was going to just ship back that equipment today and go to Apple to get an iPad, because they don't have their own register. Shopify doesn't. You would have to have an iPad, and then you just buy the docking station and then the chip reader and all of the things. Well, in me going on to order the Shopify bundle or whatever, our decision has been made that we have to use Square because they are on back order until the end of the year. Well, the shop will be open by then. And so I'm like, my first frustration was, how the heck are you out of inventory when this is your business? Like, this type of business. How are you out of inventory? And so I told hubby what was going on, and that I have to stay with Square now. And he was just like, because he follows these types of things, and you know, he watches these types of videos.
The growing supply chain disruption that has left cargo ships waiting at sea to unload, and consumers and small retailers burdened with shortages and delivery delays for all kinds of products.
And he was like, well, it's probably because there's a chip shortage. There's a chip shortage for all kind of things, cars, games like PlayStation, Xboxes, stuff like that. And so this probably falls right in the realm of that. And so I was like, all right, well, I guess I would have had to get Square even if I figured this out sooner, you know, depending upon when the shortage happened. But it's just going to be a pain in my behind, because I'm going to have to manually stay on top of that. You know, the inventory on both things. You know, we were thinking about that, and then we were like, well, do we have to roll out the website right off the rip? You know, it could be a progression thing. You know, we would like to just have everything like kind of grand open at the same time. It's a process. We're learning. We're small. Y'all work with me. So yeah, I'm trying to decide on when the website is going to open, and if we're just going to, how we're going to manage all of that, right? So we have to go with Square right now, and we'll figure out how we're going to do the Shopify going forward, in terms of manually reconciling things every day, pretty much. Really, probably, you know, several times a day. You know, I have certain timelines on, you know, when I'll be ordering things, and things will definitely, the shop will get more and more lush with plants and things like that. So I just don't want to slip up, and I want to be sure that the customer service, you know, and the customer experience, the community experience is the best possible. So having to cancel orders is something I don't want to have to do. So we're just trying to figure that out, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, I just watched something this morning. Karen Bond is she's an entrepreneur in Toronto that I really admire on YouTube. She was just saying, if your business doesn't have problems, you don't have a business. Like, it's just gonna happen. It's inevitable. So it's about being a problem solver, figuring it out, and allowing yourself grace to figure that out. But as long as you're, you know, chipping at it, you know, you're fine. So yeah, there's that. We're gonna make it do what it do. Just a recap of what's happening this week. So this past weekend, I mentioned before that the internet was being installed on Saturday. So that happened. We were at the shop for like 3.5 hours. Oh my gosh. But that's done. So we're good there. I'm still trying to figure out where to go to for the structural approval, because that is literally the last step before getting the permit. I'm following up with the signage company today because she emailed me last week saying she was going to send it to the sales team, but that they were backlogged, but I haven't heard anything yet, so I need to check on that. And then you know, I'm just chipping away at like little things. Really the biggest thing right now is getting the inventory in to the system. While I was waiting on the car to be serviced, I did call and start pricing out trucking companies for the delivery of the plants. So that was a whole conversation, because she was going into detail regarding like if the plants are, you know, 4 inches to 6 inches, and if they're over, you know, 6 or over 10 inches but under 13 inches, but they're this tall, or if they're hanging, then the price per plant is this amount. And I was just like, okay. She was like, do you understand anything I just said? And I was like, no. Yes, but no. I get the whole pallets thing and the cubic squares and all that, because I've spoken with like the soil guy about that, and to a point, but all of what she was giving me, I was just like, oh my God, run that back again. So then I said, you know, is whatever you're reading off of, or this information that you're giving me, is it like on a form, or can you put it in an email for me? And she was like, I absolutely can. She was so sweet, so nice. So she's sending me that information, and then I have to send her some information. I have to fill out a credit app, which is pretty standard with all your vendors. So I'll be doing that today. And then I have like 2 other credit apps for 2 other vendors I need to finish, and a few I need to follow up on. I'm creating SKUs. I figured out like my coding for that. So I already have that. But yeah, super productive. But like I said, a lot of things I'm just like chipping on until we get it together. I'm supposed to have a mural painted in the shop, but I'm not sure if that's gonna get done, because the artists that are supposed to be coming, they're going out of the country now. They thought that they would have been able to come in before now and do that. I thought so too, but permits. And so they're saying they'll be back in time, but because some things like have been delayed and we still don't have permits, I don't know if they're going to be able to come in. I don't know if that's something that I could get done after the fact, but that is one thing that I would have loved to have done right off of the rip. So I don't know, but there's that update. But other than that, I think we're good. So I hope you have a great week, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and continue to tag me on Instagram. I've gotten a tag on Instagram showing some supporters there. I appreciate that so much. It's so exciting. This is so exciting. I hope y'all are excited. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.